now, ladies and gentlemen,
The Funky Butt Club is proud to present
the divas who believe her,
the legend, the icon,
the man who put the I am in iambic pentameter.
The toast of Mayfair.
It's the musical show.
Dang, dang, diggity, dang, 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 diggity, dang, dang. Tina, you're on.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello and welcome to the musical show only on Spreaker.com. I'm, of course, your host, Matt Stevens. I hope you've had a lovely 2 weeks. I did. Of course, now we do every 2 weeks in case it's not every week, but, maybe we'll go back to every week if things lighten up a little bit. We'll see. You can follow me on Instagram at The Musical Show 365. Also on the Twitter at The Matt Show 365. On the Instagram, it's mostly just me posting things I'm listening to. So you can see what kind of a lunatic I am. It's kind of, I don't know if it's, you want to roll around in my mind, but I guess you could if you'd like to, at least musically anyway. Tonight, folks, we got a good show for you. It's not terribly, there's not a lot of songs because what we're doing just lends itself to being longer songs, whereas a couple weeks ago it seemed like we had a billion songs because they're all like 3 minutes. But tonight we're doing Act 1 finales, and the thing you love about musical theater is it takes all shapes, size, and forms, right? So Act 1 finales, you'd think it would be this sort of big chorus number where you'd want to leave the audience just sort of crazy and all the hair on the back of the neck and all that sort of stuff. Well, they do it all different ways, and that's the way it should be done because that's the best part about musical theater is that it is done all different ways and hopefully done very well. We have solos, duets, we got group numbers, we got crazy long numbers, we got all sorts of stuff going for you, including an ending the last 4 that I think you will thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy. Where we're going to start, though, is, and I mean, why not start here, is with Barbra Streisand. Right? I mean, why? Like, let's be fair. In the grand scheme of things, starting with Barbra Streisand is not the worst thing you could possibly do. This is, of course, from Jewel Stein and Bob Merrill's Funny Girl. So here she is, the one and only Barbra Streisand with Don't Rain on My Parade from Funny Girl on the musical show on Spreaker.com.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band out, I'll beat my drum. And if I'm found out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make it, but whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection or freckle on the nose of life's complexion, the cinder or the shiny apple of its eye, I gotta fly once, I gotta try once, only can die once, right, sir. Ooh, life is juicy, juicy, and you'll see I gotta have my bite, sir. Get ready for me, love, 'cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march, my heart's a drummer. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. I'm gonna live and live now. Get what I want, I know how. One roll for the whole shebang. One throw, that bell will go clang. Eye on the target and wham. One shot, one gunshot and bam. Hey, Mr. Einstein, here I am. I'll march my band out. I will beat my drum. And if I'm found out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess it didn't make it. Get ready for me, love, cause I'm a comer. I simply gotta march my heart's a drummer. Nobody, no, nobody is gonna rain on my parade. So this is the tale my mother told me. That tale that was much too dull to hold me. And this is the surge and the rush she said would show. Our story goes on. Oh, I was young, I'd forgot that things outlive me. My goal was the kick that life would give me. And now, like a joke, something moves to let me know our story goes on. And all these things I feel and more, my mother's mother felt, and hers before. A chain of life begun upon the shore of some dark sea has reached me. And now I can see the chain extending. My child is next in a line that has no ending. And here am I, full of life, that her child will feel when I'm long gone. And thus it is, our story goes on. And on. And on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And all these things I feel and more, my mother's mother felt, and hers before. A chain of life begun upon the shore of some primordial sea has stretched through time to reach to me. And now I can see the chain extending. My child is next in a line that has no ending. And here am I, feeling life that her child will feel when I'm long gone. Yes, all that was is part of me, as I am part of what's to be. And thus it is, our story goes on and on and on and
You're listening to The Musical Show.
Boyle, last time we did that, you ended up telling everyone you had a crush on the teapot from Beauty and the Beast.
Tale as old as time, as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast.
It's the way they drew her.
Only on Spreaker.com.
I remember Saint Sebastian with a memory most unkind. I can hear the bells I heard when I went there. Inside the church, inside my mind. The bells of Saint Sebastian only ring once in your ears. But if you're very young when you hear them, their sound can last 100 years. But the music of the ringing was the music of our singing when we were singing of us at Saint Sebastian, no longer young and not yet old.
But why did you go to her?
To see what she was like.
Each day at Saint Sebastian in the classroom we would hear that devils lurk behind every corner. If you tried to look, they would disappear. The nuns at Saint Sebastian tried to teach the facts of life, explaining there are two kinds of women. One was a whore, one was a wife. But the music of the ringing was a different world that opened through our singing when we were singing sounded down the nave for all the souls of little boys at Saint Sebastian, too young to save. Kyrie eleison, eleison, Christe eleison, eleison.
You brought such shame on us.
But Mama, I didn't know.
For lunch at Saint Sebastian, country cheese and buttered bread. A prayer we never learned, sung in Latin. Then a midday nap in a makeshift bed. Then the music of the ringing. Then the music of our singing when we were singing they'd never spare the rod. But in the music of the bells at Saint Sebastian, we look for God.
Where are you running to?
I don't know what you've been dreaming about tonight, Carrie. You hardly touched your dinner. Now have some pie.
It makes me have pimples, Mama.
Nonsense. As Peter says, the only beauty that matters is the precious light that comes from within.
Don't you think it's time I should try to get along?
Whatever are you going on about, Carrie? Being different is the Lord's blessing.
Mama, people think I'm strange. All the kids have called me names.
Well, then just don't listen to them. It is written, "He who hears my voice alone shall be saved."
Mama, can't we stop and talk? There's this boy named Tommy Ross.
Carrietta,
I've been invited to the prom.
Prom.
I never dreamed that I could go. When he first asked and I said no, he asked me twice. He asked me twice. And so I finally told him yes. I thought if I could make my dress, I might look nice. I might look nice. I know I'm not like all the others. Sometimes I dream in colors. Sometimes I even think I'm lovely. Nobody feels the things that I do. Mama, please, I'm just not like you, baby. I'll find someone to love me. Tommy's a very nice boy, and he'll have me home by midnight. It's Saturday. I've accepted, Mama. I've accepted.
I remember how those boys could dance, pressing close on Friday nights. They could sweep me away.
Mama?
Oh, how those boys were demons of romance. In their cars we chased the lights. I know just how boys will behave.
Not this boy, Mama. He isn't like the others. He's nice. You'll see. Really, you will. Everyone isn't bad, Mama. Everything's not a sin.
Oh, how your father whispered in my ear. First the kiss and then the touch, mixing lies with the truth. He would sigh and try to draw me near. Oh, he'd swear he cared so much. That's what the boys do. They'll make promises, they will break your heart. Then they'll laugh at you, watching you fall apart. Don't you think that I know? Don't you think this has happened before? It's the smell of the blood that will drive them mad, chasing you like a whore.
No!
Don't you know their game? Have you lost your mind? Can't you see Satan's passion has made you blind? And this boy's like the rest, and they're all like the serpents who crawl. You can beg all you want to, but I recall how your father came to me that night.
That doesn't mean that the same thing will happen to me.
The smell of smoke and
Give me the chance and you'll see.
with the lust in his eyes, and he took me and touched me. I tried to fight.
Mama, please listen. You don't hear a word that I've said.
Satan made your father
Sometimes I wish you were dead.
and the sin never goes.
Mama, please stop.
You're not going.
I've already said I would. I've said yes.
Then say no. Tell him you've changed your mind.
Mama, come back.
The rain's coming in. I have to close the windows.
I'll get them. I am not afraid of you at all. I have nothing left to lose. I have power I can use. Nothing you can say or do will ever stop me again.
That was Marin Mazzie, Molly Ransom with I Remember How Those Boys Could Dance from Carrie. That's the studio cast of Carrie. Before that, it was Raul Julia in the original cast of Nine with The Bells of St. Sebastian. And before that, it was Liz Calloway with The Story Goes On from Baby. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. And the Carrie one's great because that's... as far as I know, I've never actually seen the show, but as far as that's the first time she sort of reveals to her mother that she has these powers, that she does this. And then, you know what happens. You know, that's the rest of it. Pig's blood and the whole thing. It's fantastic. But you can do something, like, I mean, baby, look, there's only 6 people in the cast, so you're going to have a smaller one. But, I mean, you know, your Act 1 finale, I mean, there are many that have it. Like, Little Women is a decent-sized cast, and they have a solo Act 1 finale as well. It's just all on how you do it and how you do it properly. And The Story Goes On is such a great song. It's such a beautiful song. I mean, Liz Calloway does it so perfectly. And then you have Funny Girl, which is great. I mean, it's Barbra Streisand doing Fanny Brice. I mean, it's like a match made in heaven. Amazingly won no Tony Awards. Amazingly. But that's because it went up the year that Hello Dolly was up. And there you go. It's why if you listen to the full Monty, you're like, why didn't this show ever win Tony Awards? And it's because it went up the year that the producers went up. Sometimes it just happens. Now, 9 happens to be my favorite Yeston score. Maury Yeston, if you know him, his Phantom is gloriously wonderful. Titanic is gorgeous. Titanic's problem wasn't the score; it was the other stuff. It was everything else. It was the set. It was all that sort of stuff. It wasn't the people. It was just the actual ship sort of sunk itself. It sunk the show, so to speak. But 9 is such a wonderful score, and I love that song so much because it just you sort of get to see insight into him that you haven't really seen yet, and it's really great, and it's such a wonderful song. How it's that sort of like I love that when it breaks into the Kyrie eleison part. It's just it's wonderful. It's really good. Now. Again, we're gonna stick with a little bit of the small show. We also have a show you may never have heard before, which would be fun for everybody. But we're gonna stick with one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite shows. I'm still using the LA cast of this show because it's hard for me to change sometimes. When I fall in love with a cast recording, it's hard for me to change. It really is, and I apologize for that, and I will try. But for today, it's gonna be the LA cast because you don't have a choice. Okay? Sorry. I run the show. That's how it goes. This is Joan Ryan and Lindsay Ridgway from Marvin Laird and Joel Paley's Ruthless, the L.A. cast of Ruthless, that is, with Angel Mom on the musical show on Spreaker.com.
Mama, will you show me how it's done?
I can't.
Yes, you can.
When I was a little girl of 7, my mommy unexpectedly went on a trip to heaven. And Daddy dear would kiss my tear when I would start to cry and say, though Mommy's dead, she's overhead, an angel in the sky. Mama. Now when I lay me down to sleep, I don't turn off the light, so Mom can find me when she comes to kiss my cheek goodnight. Of course I raise my window now before I get in bed. I wouldn't want my angel mom to bang her angel head. I'm a talented girl, Mama. You may say I'm motherless, but I must disagree, for I live for my mother and my mother lives in me. And everything I'll ever do and everything I'll be because of Mommy dear, my mother lives in me. Tina, take the third chorus.
You
trains, the passes, and the code. Now all they need is you. There's been a little change of plan, not much, short delay. I have to stay, I don't know more. Sorrel has given me a job I have to do. I fear for Amor and for you.
I cannot leave you, no, it's wrong.
I'll be all right, Sorrel knows best. It's just a week or two.
I'll die if you don't follow me.
I'll be there, you'll see. Where is Amor? It's after 8.
And do you worry for me too?
I'll come to you.
All our days have been so few.
Good care of yourself. Don't linger where it's dark. Please wrap up when it's cold. Dear Lucien, it's not that far to be where good men are, where no one wears a star. Take care, Lucien, take care. A day or two, and I'll be there.
I love your smile before you speak, to wake at night and know you're there. And then sleep on. Now every day will seem a month, and each month a year when you are gone.
I'll be there soon. Where is he? Something must have happened.
Wait.
Lucien, it's really time to go. Do this for me. You know you are in danger here.
Take good care of yourself. Someday you'll be my wife. Till then these days will seem the longest days of all my life.
Go.
I will obey, Annette.
Please go.
You are here.
Take care, Lucien.
Nothing ever felt so right. Marguerite.
Teach me where to tie myself in.
Of Paris seem to shine tonight. You are here, shade on
You teach me where to find again the heart that time like missing. You will take your
You're listening to The Musical Show.
In high school, I played center field in the musical Damn Yankees.
We've got heart. All you really need is heart.
Yeah, you don't want to brag about that.
Only on Spreaker.com.
They made you cry, but that will end tonight. You are the only thing that's right about this broken world. Go on and cry. But when the morning comes, we'll burn it down and then we'll build the world again. Our love is God.
Are you okay?
I was alone. I was a frozen lake, but then you melted me awake. See, now I'm crying too. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
And when the morning comes, we'll love is God.
Yellow!
Hi, Kurt. It's Veronica. How did you know that it was always a fantasy of mine to have two guys at once?
Lucky guess.
Well, if you want it to come true, then meet me at the cemetery at dawn.
Free pussy. And we don't even have to buy it a pizza. Punch it in!
We can start and finish wars. We're what killed the dinosaurs. We're the asteroid that's overdue. The dinosaurs choked on the dust. They died because God said they must. The new world needed room for me and you. I worship you. I'd trade my life for yours. They all will disappear. We'll plant our garden here. Our love is God.
Our love is God.
Our love is God.
Our love is God.
Whoa. Is that real?
Yeah. But we're filling it with Eklug bullets.
Eklug what?
My granddad scored them in World War II. They contain this powerful tranquilizer. The Nazis used them to fake their own suicides when the Russians invaded Berlin. We will use them to knock Kurt and Ram out just long enough to make it look like a suicide pact, complete with a forged suicide note.
Ram and I died because we had to hide our gay, forbidden love from a misapproving world.
And when the morning comes, they'll both be laughing stocks. So let's go hunt some jocks.
Hi, Veronica. So do we just whip it out or what?
Take it slow, Ram. Strip for me.
Okay. Okay. What about you?
Oh. Well, I was hoping that you could rip my clothes off me, sport.
Yeah, we can do that.
Count of 3.
1,
2,
3. Holy crap! Stay there, I'll get him. Kurt! Kurt! You got my best friend!
Ram?
Why are you chasing me?
Ram, you're just unconscious, right, Ram?
I was just kidding about
Ram!
Get off the fence! Get off the damn fence! I don't understand! We can start and finish wars. We're what killed the dinosaurs. We're the asteroid that's overdue. Stop being a dick! The dinosaurs will turn to dust. They'll die because we say they must.
What the fuck have you done?
I worship you. I'd trade my life for yours. We'll make them disappear. We'll plant our garden here. Our love is God. 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 Our love is
God. They say we always get what we deserve, whether good, bad, or indifferent.
That's what I always heard.
No good deed goes unpunished, but the bad deeds you have done, stretched out, I'm sure that they would reach from here to kingdom come.
We think it's time you get what you deserve. You've got no true compassion, but you've really got some nerve. And you've hurt every one of us
in different kinds of ways.
What goes around comes around, and each dog has its day.
Under this hair is a brain, not that you'd ever care. And you only see tits, but get this, there's a heart under there. like before, I'll get through it. You've hurt and embarrassed me, proving you don't give a damn. I'm tired of men like you who make me feel less than I am. I'm gonna shine like the sun when these clouds roll away from my door. When it's all said and done, I won't be at your mercy no more. I'm taking what's mine, I'll be fine. I am second to none. And when the losing's all done, I'm gonna shine like the sun.
I've been down on my luck, I've been shadowed with trouble and sorrow. But I'm not giving up, 'cause I know there is always tomorrow. There are no guarantees, life is always a hit or a miss. But I truly believe I won't always be feeling like this.
I'm gonna shine like the sun when these clouds roll away from my door. I won't fall like the nun, I won't be at your mercy no more. We'll be singing it loud, be so proud that we finally won. And when the losing's all done, we're gonna shine, shine, shine like the sun, shine like the sun. When the crying's all done, when the lying's all done, when the trying's all done, there'll be nothing but sun. When it's all said and done, we're gonna shine, 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 shine like the
That was Megan Hilty, Stephanie J. Block, Allison Janney, and the original cast of 9 to 5 with Shine Like the Sun. Before that, it was Ryan McCartan, Barrett Wilbert, Weed, John Edson, and Evan Todd with Our Love is God from Heathers. And finally, before that, it was Annalie Beachy, Simon Thomas, Ruthie Henschel, and Julian Ovenden with Take Care of Yourself from the London cast of Marguerite. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. And when you listen to that song, from 9 to 5, how did that show only run 150 performances? Literally based off that song and how you would feel going into intermission based off of that. I don't understand how it didn't run longer. I didn't see it. It ran 150 performances, and I think 170 something if you add in the previews. So there wasn't any time. But it's so good. The cast recording is so good. I can only and listen, Megan Hilty, Stephanie J. Block, and Allison Janney. It wasn't them, right? It wasn't them, and it wasn't the music. So what the hell was it? I can't believe that people didn't want to see 9 to 5. The movie's great. And if you've never seen the movie, smack yourself in the face and then go watch the movie because it's wonderful. Wonderful. And then Heathers is also fantastic. You're talking about Lawrence O'Keefe, man. Lawrence O'Keefe, Bat Boy. And I didn't think that he could write something that I'd like more than Bat Boy, and he did. And it's not Legally Blonde, it's Heathers. Listen to it. It's spectacular. It's also super difficult to sing if you're playing Heather. You know which Heather I'm talking about. The main Heather. The Barrett Wilbert Reed Heather. Weed Heather. But it's great. It's so good. And Our Love is God. So that's an example of a scene, right? A whole scene taking place that ends the first act. And then the song that opens the second act is even better. It's just wonderful. Go listen to it if you've never heard it. They're actually doing a production of it in London right now, which I hear is really good. I wish I could see it. I got to see it here when I was up at Dodger Stages or New World Stages or whatever the hell it is now. And it's just really good. Now, Marguerite is Michel Legrand. And then Elaine Boubel and her Herbert Kretzmer did the lyrics, and Boubel and Schoenberg did the book. Now, it's based on a French film novel by Alexander Dumas, blah, blah, blah. It's about a 40-year-old singer and her affair with a young musician mixed up in the resistance, and she's the mistress of a Nazi officer. But it's gorgeous. Seriously, it's gorgeous. Just go listen to it. It's really, really beautiful. Really beautiful. Now, we're going to move on to one of my favorite off-Broadway sort of, not musical in the classic sense, but the review musical, right? One of my favorite of all time, okay? Mary Rodgers wrote this song, and it's hysterical. It's called The Hate Song, and it ends the first act of The Mad Show. So this is the original off-Broadway cast of The Mad Show with The Hate Song on The Musical Show on Spreaker.com.
There are certain facts in life that can upset you. Of course, I never let them cross my path.
We made our mothers take us out of Psycho when Janet Leigh was bleeding in the bath.
Although I never watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I know I wouldn't like it if I did.
I saw a scene or two from Mary Poppins. I think it's too sadistic for a kid.
Hate, bloodshed, everywhere you turn. When will our parents learn that isn't what we yearn for?
Love, kindness, peace in every land. It's these for which we stand. So hand in hand in hand.
We're gonna stamp out hate. That's our creed. Wipe out violence, intolerance, and greed. We're gonna start right now. Tomorrow is too late.
We're gonna stamp out hate. We're gonna stamp out hate.
Stamp it in the ground, and then take happiness and spread it all around. We'll put an end to grief. We can hardly wait.
We're gonna stamp out hate. We're gonna stamp out hate. Sock it in the eye, shoot it in the stomach, yelling, die, die, die. We'll pull its insides out and look at what it ate. We're gonna stamp out hate. We're gonna stamp out hate.
Lash it with a switch, amputate its arms and legs and see how long they twitch. We'll put its toes on hooks and dangle up for bait.
We're gonna stamp out hate. We're gonna stamp out hate. Show him who's the boss.
Take him up a lonely hill and nail him to a cross.
Won't it be kicks to watch?
The blood coagulate.
We're gonna stamp out hate. We're gonna stamp out hate. Poke it with a pick.
Chill it till it's solid, then we'll sell it on its stick.
We're gonna stamp out hate.
Kill without a trace.
Stick a finger up its nose and pull it off his face.
We're gonna stamp out hate. Lynch him with a rope.
Find a Nazi doctor who can boil him down for soap.
We'll pull his teeth right out and sell the silver plate.
Ladies and gentlemen, in these troubled times, I think there's a lesson to be learned from these dedicated young people.
Okay, get the door.
Getting together on a...
Hold him still.
Oh.
You're listening to The Musical Show.
Love musical theater.
Tradition!
Only if it's Fiddler.
Only on Spreaker.com.
I did something real bad, and look, I gotta go away for a while. I'm sorry for acting like such a yahoo. I just want you to know that I love you, Juliet.
And I love you, Romeo. I really do.
I gotta go.
To my poor lost Romeo wandering in the night, your Juliet will find you and make things all right. Though my tears are forming great big salty lakes here. Okay. We'll find our long lost laughter and live happily ever after like the play. Hang on, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
So Mary drove off and bravely swore to rescue Jimmy from the devil's door. But before this deadly night was done, their love would be shattered by a loaded gun.
To my poor lost Romeo wandering in the night,
I'm on the lam.
Juliet will find you and make things all right.
I'm
Though
in
my
a jam.
tears are forming great big salty lakes.
I better scram. Keep running. What will become of her? I choose to stay. Got to run.
It all began with a reaper flood. It ends with buckets of human blood. Someone must pay.
You can't beat the system.
You can't beat the system.
You can't beat the system.
You can't beat the system. They chain ya, detain ya, restrict ya and restrain ya. They rented special shackles from the state of Pennsylvania. Don't bother with the facts because they're always gonna twist them. No matter what you do, you know you can't beat the system.
Life is a trumped up charge. Life is a trumped up charge. I'm just another sap, too dumb to beat their rap. The one way I'm a felon is I fell into their trap. The world's the one that did it, but the world is still at large. Life is a trumped up charge.
We didn't set no fire. I said we didn't set no fire. Let me briefly state the case. I was busy sucking face. I was going for a triple, but got stuck at second base. I was over at the quarry swinging naked from a tire. We didn't set no fire. Love is his alibi. I said love is his alibi. I can place him at my scene if you know what I mean. He was with me from approximately 6 to 12:15. If you call me as a witness, I will gladly testify. Love is his alibi.
They'll nail ya, they'll jail ya, they'll say that you're a failure. We certainly appear to have you by the genitalia.
They'll charge you with resistance even if you don't resist them.
No matter what you do, you know you can't beat the system.
desecrate my docket. But there will soon be justice here, 'cause you're about to see. You're looking at the system, and you can't beat me.
That was the original studio cast of Crybaby with You Can't Beat the System. Before that, it was the original Los Angeles cast of Reefer Madness with the Act 1 finale. And finally, before that, it was Robert Weed, Mimi Benzel, and the original cast of Milk and Honey with The Wedding. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. And if you don't know Milk and Honey is actually Jerry Herman's first Broadway show. He had written some off-Broadway stuff, some reviews and whatnot, but that was his first sort of Broadway show as a lyricist composer. And it's, I'm just going to read it because sometimes you just got to read the synopsis because it's funny. The story centers on a busload of lonely American widows hoping to catch husbands while touring Israel and is set against the backdrop of the country's struggle for recognition as an independent nation. That just sounds like a hoot and holler. Although the music's good. I mean, it's clear it's Jerry Herman. You're always going to get some good, fun things with Jerry Herman. I do apologize for the technical difficulties. Technology is wonderful when it works. That's all I'm going to say. Crybaby, the studio cast of that is really good. And Reefer Madness, if you've never heard the cast recording of that, I believe the LA one is the only one that's available. I'm sure the movie one is as well. But so the musical is a parody of the movie, which is itself sort of like a John Waters-ish type of movie. The movie Reefer Madness is not serious. I mean, it's strange. You have to watch it. Just watch it. Okay? It's hysterical. And the musical's good. It's so melodramatic and wonderful. It's really quite funny. And then of course, it's Act 1 finales don't have to be hair raising. They don't have to be mind blowing. They don't have to be that. They can be sort of like tune in to what happens next, or next week on this musical. It can be like that. It doesn't have to be, Defying Gravity. It doesn't have to be, I mean, hell, even some of the ones you heard before, like Shine Like the Sun. Like, it doesn't have to be like that to be effective for what you're trying to do. It helps. Of course it helps. Into the Woods, I didn't play it, but one of the problems with Into the Woods is that people left at halftime, at intermission, sorry. Thinking sports. People left at intermission because they thought it was over. Because the Act 1 finale was a boom. And it was like, okay, is it done? All right, bye. Thanks for playing. I didn't leave because I'm not a moron, but you understand what I'm saying. Moving on. We're going to go into the 1980s with a show that seriously was so much fun. I've never been more impressed by a chorus of dancers except for watching this show. They were truly wonderful, and this song was a great representation of that. This is Amy Spanger and the original cast of The Wedding Singer with Saturday Night in the City on the musical show on Spreaker.com.
When the weekend rolls around, I hound the hottest spots. My favorite club will always double all my vodka shots. Got my skin-tight bustier and plastic crucifix. Tonight we're gonna party like it's 19.
tonight.
Wow, she's kinda into him.
Anything wrong, baby?
Why would anything be wrong? Let's get drunk. Hey, Glenn and I got engaged.
Yeah, you already told us that. Is she okay? She seems a little tipsy.
I'm not tipsy. I'm hammered.
Okay, baby, time to go home. Maybe I should go help Glenn.
Forget him. Forget everybody. Check out the view. You'll like what you see. My body's an amusement park. The first ride's on me. Don't stop to question if you're gonna score. Being young and stupid is what Saturday is for. It's what Saturday is for. Saturday night in the city. Saturday night in the city. That wasn't anything like that kiss you gave Julia.
Holly,
I can't believe I never noticed it.
what?
You ever think for Julia?
No, I don't.
Robbie, she's marrying Glenn.
I told you some air would make you feel better.
You are like so awesome, and your hair is so hard.
Uh-huh. The valet's pulling the car around. We'll get you home and in bed. Tell the night to save its moonlight. Tell the birds not to sing. Tell yourself that you must have been out of your mind. Cause it's not that kind. No, it's not that kind of
Saturday night in the city.
You're listening to The Musical Show.
Except for that time we went to see Phantom of the Opera. Let's see the gross half of your face so I can get out of here. That nose better be piggy. Shut up. You shut up.
Only on Spreaker.com.
Dice are rolling, the knives are out. I see every bad sign in the book, and as far as they can, overweight to a man. They have that lean and hungry look.
It doesn't matter what those morons say. Our nation's leaders are a feeble crew. There's only 20 of them anyway. What is 20 next to millions who are looking to you? All you have to do is sit and wait, keeping out of everybody's way. You'll be handed power on a plate when the ones who matter have their say, and with chaos installed, you can reluctantly agree to be called.
There again, we could be foolish not to quit while we're ahead. For distance lends enchantment, and that is why all exiles are distinguished. More important, they're not dead. I could find job satisfaction in Paraguay.
This is crazy defeatist talk. Why commit political suicide. There's no risk, there's no call for any action at all when you have unions on your side.
A new Argentina, the chains of the masses untied. A new Argentina, the voice of the people cannot be denied.
There is only one man who can lead any workers' regime. He lives for your problems, he shares your ideals and your dreams. He supports you, for he loves you, understands you, is one of you. If not, how could he love me?
A new Argentina, the old one has gone sadly wrong. A new Argentina, the voice of the people rings out loud and long.
Now I am a worker, I've suffered the way that you do. I've been unemployed and I've starved and I hated it too. But I found my salvation in made a nation. Let him save them as he saved me.
A new Argentina, they'll all go along for the ride. The same old cliches, but let them have their freedom. The free by insecticide. Nationalization of the industries that the foreigners control. Participation in the profits that we make. Shorter hours, higher wages, votes for women, larger dough, more public spending, a bigger slice of every cake. It's annoying that we have to fight elections for our cause. The inconvenience, having to get a majority. If normal methods of persuasion fail to win us applause, there are other ways of establishing authority.
We have ways of making you vote for us, or at least of making you abstain.
Their arm has resigned from the army, and this we avow. That their camisados are those he is marching with now. He supports you, for he loves you, understands you, is one of you. If not, how could he love me?
A new Argentina, the chains of the masses untied. A new Argentina, the voice of the people cannot be and will not be and must not be denied. There again, I could be foolish not to quit while I'm ahead. I can see me many miles away, inactive, sipping cocktails on a terrace, taking breakfast in bed, sleeping easy, doing crosswords. It's attractive.
Don't think I don't think like you. I often get those nightmares too. They always take some swallowing. Sometimes it's very difficult to keep momentum if it's you that you are following. Don't close doors,
keep an escape clause because we might lose the Big Apple. But would I have done what I did if I hadn't thought, if I hadn't known we would take the country?
Oye, ¿qué pasó? Blackout, blackout. Vino el apagón, ay Dios. Oye, ¿qué pasó? Blackout, blackout. Vino el apagón, ay Dios.
Sonny, they wanna see your robbery. We gotta keep moving.
Nah, man, I can't leave. We gotta guard the store.
They're gonna bombard the store until you ain't got a store no more.
I got a baseball bat on a rack in the back.
I got a couple of Roman candles. We can distract the vandals.
Hey, yo, I see some thugs coming, man. We gonna get jacked
Give
up.
me your light. I'll be right back. Back up, back up, back up.
Look at the fireworks, fireworks, fire. Light up the night sky.
It's late and this rain won't come down, come down. It's late and this rain won't come down. We are powerless, we are powerless. We are powerless, we are powerless, powerless. Look at the fireworks.
Abuela, you alright?
Light up the night sky.
The stars are out tonight.
You're not alone tonight.
Light up the night sky.
You're not alone tonight.
Usnavi, please promise me you'll guard this with your life.
Abuela, I've never seen this much money in my life. Nina, there you are.
I gotta go.
I'll get you out of here tonight.
I don't need anything tonight. I can find my way home without you, without you.
Fireworks, the fireworks, look at the fireworks, look at the fireworks. Light up the night sky, in Washington. Look at the fireworks, look at the fireworks. Light up the night sky. In Washington Heights.
That was the original Broadway cast of In the Heights with Blackout. Before that, it was Colm Wilkinson, Julie Covington, and the studio cast recording of Evita with A New Argentina. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. The concept album, I should say, not the studio cast, the concept album, which if you listen to the show, you know that is pretty much the only recording of that show I play. Because it's so much better. I don't understand what they did. I don't understand why they changed it so much. It doesn't make any sense. That is so much better than the one. Now, listen, you can argue about the voices. You want to hear Mandy Patinkin, Colm Wilkinson. It doesn't matter. That's not what the argument I'm having. I'm talking about the music. I mean, that one, the rock of it. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it thumps. It's great. You can really feel it. Well, the other one is, it's more stringy. It's more classical. I mean, it still has a little bit of that, but they lost a lot of it. And you can really hear the difference. It's amazing. It's amazing. And if you can ever get a video of any of the songs from Wedding Singer where people were dancing, the opening number, Saturday Night in the City, there's a couple other, do it. Because those kids were dancing for Jesus, people. I swear to God, I gave that's one of the only times in my life where when the first people who came out for the curtain call, I ripped up in applause. Because they were unbelievable. They were all in tremendous shape as well, because you had to be to dance like that. I mean, they were doing all sorts of different 80s dances, flips, sorts of crazy stuff. And the best part of that, at the end of that, Amy Spanger in the chair, boom with the thing in the water. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's so good. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's enjoyable. The show was truly enjoyable. It was a little too long. They could have cut some stuff, made it a little shorter, and it would have been much better, but it was truly enjoyable. And I mean, In the Heights, it's good. It's really good. It's really good. And that's a great song. It's such a great song. Because if you remember the blackout, but if you're like, I remember living that. Slept on my fire escape that night. Got crapped on by a pigeon. Fantastic. Got free ice cream from the deli guys because it was all going to go bad, so why not? It was a weird, weird night in the city because not a lot of bad things happened. It was strange. It's really strange. But you should listen to In the Heights if you haven't. Give it a chance. No matter what. Whether you like Hamilton or not, it's not the same. It's not. It's really good. It's the Latin feel to it is so wonderfully dispersed throughout. It's really great. Latin hip hop, is that a thing? If that's a thing, I don't know anything about other music other than musical theater. So if that's not a thing, then I just made something up. But it's what it sounds like to me, right? It's really good. Moving on. This is going to be a good one. One of my favorites. One of my favorite new ones of the most recent years of musical theater. This is Corey Cott, James Nathan Hopkins, Brandon J. Ellis, Alex Bender, Jeff Packard, and Laura Osnos from Richard Oberker and Robert Taylor's Bandstand with Right This Way on the musical show on Spreaker.com.
There is a train. It leaves the station at 5:15, and it's direct from Union Terminal right there at Public Square, 5:15. And where does it arrive? At Grand Central Station. The Cleveland Limited of New York Central Railroad has first-class Pullman cars for big-time movie stars, and we're gonna take one. I see it all. The leather seat, the steak we'll eat, and then that train conductor's call. He'll say, right this way. We've reserved this just for you. You've been waiting for this day. It's the least that we can do. Let me take your bags, my friend. You've been carrying those far too long. Troubled times are at an end, and we're waiting to hear your song. It's a privilege, sir, may I say, right this way. And in Times Square, the Hotel Astor stands 11 stories high, a first-class grand hotel. The lobby's in a movie that I saw last month as well, with Garland and Walker. And on the top, a rooftop garden with a bandstand in the sky. Cream of the crop, where Dorsey swings and Ella sings, and I swear someday so will I. They'll say right this way, we've reserved this just for you. You've been waiting for this day. It's the least that we can do. You've arrived at last, my friend. You've been fighting for far too long. After bunks on cargo ships, after trenches in the rain, after running for cover while dodging the flak, and 3 years and 8 months to fight my way back, and losing my faith, busting my ass. I think we're entitled to travel first class. Don't you?
How?
Whatever gigs, whatever dates, whatever bookings we can get, we'll take them all. If there's a club in town where we can play a set, we are not finished yet. There's liquor dives, party rooms, and VA halls, I bet. Right! We fight for ourselves now, and all of the wrongs will be made right this way. We'll get right this way. After all that we've been through, we've been waiting for this day. It's the least that they can do.
To chat. We're incognito.
Where is that?
Luggage?
Check.
Tickets?
Check.
Mustard?
Check.
Hear that train, love that sound. Mr. Wubbles, we're Boston bound. You can do the sessions with your psychiatrist by phone. Exactly. Now sit there, where's my fare? Running wild.
Love you lots.
Love you more, you're the broad I adore, but I better not find out that you're running wild.
You're Dumas, you're Voltaire, you're my Ibsen, you're my Molière.
Ask the world anything. You're my god, you're my queen, I'm your king.
Don't sing.
He can write. I don't squeal, I won't bite.
Fate was against us.
And then she smiled.
David, thank goodness the train hasn't left.
Ellen, what are you doing here? We said goodbye at home.
You forgot your blue sweater?
Gotta go, love you so, running wild. The train to Boston is now leaving for track 9. Aboard, the world will never understand.
Love the beans.
No new scenes.
You're a
You're listening to The Musical Show.
Gypsy. Ethel Merman's a stage mother who really pushes her daughter.
You'll be swell. You'll be great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate.
I don't have time to explain the plot of Gypsy. Yeah, sure, okay.
Only on Spreaker.com.
Free people are free. How can a fee enslave us? See how we can be free from the chains he gave us. We're suffering now such lives of sorrow. Don't give us tomorrow, just give us today.
Free people are free. How can a fee enslave us? See how we can be free from the chains he gave us. We're suffering now such lives of sorrow. Don't give us tomorrow, just give us today.
From every hill, every steeple, ring out the anthem of the people, making a new way, breaking the clouds of gray to sing of today.
Sing of today. Sing of today. Sing today. Sing today. Sing today.
A little brutality is exactly what these people need. Officer Lockstock!
Daddy, wait! He only wants the people to be happy.
Happy, you say? Happy? So you want happy, Mr. Strong? Did you say happy, Mr. Strong? If they be today, I'm sure they'll be as happy as a pup. With no rules and no more fees to pay, things would be looking up. But too bad the water that we share could fit inside a cup. What of tomorrow, Mr. Strong?
But what of today?
But what of tomorrow, Mr. Strong? Think of tomorrow, Mr. Strong. Our resources are as fragile as a newborn baby's skull. With your actions, you would gut the child and leave a lifeless hull. Could it be you're so short-sighted, so insensitive, so dull? Think of tomorrow, Mr. Strong.
But what of today?
You are wrong, Mr. Strong. You and your socialistic plot. If the people need for freedom, push the system to the brink. In today, this village tell us how tomorrow will not sing. If it's you and me now, Mr. Strong, which one of us will blink? I say it's you, Mr. Strong, for on the subject of tomorrow, you are wrong.
Oh, Bobby, why didn't you tell me you were gonna start a revolution?
Maybe for the same reason you didn't tell me you were our Cladwell. So you can join us, or you can stand aside.
Bobby, think you're standing on the brink. You'll be arrested soon, perhaps as soon as noon. And I could never bear to see you taken where the guilty peers meet, the toilet judgment
You
seat.
said to follow your heart. Here's where my heart leads. Now I'll do my part to banish all needs. You made me to see fantastically clear. When people be free, we've nothing to
Give
fear.
up now, we'll find a way somehow to love the people peace without a hefty fee. Not if you must persist being an anarchist. My father's men will cease. You're sent away with me. You'll get your return. Bobby, you'll get your return.
In the lives of
You'll go to your return.
You picked a fight you can't win today, Mr. Strong. Your rabble is no match for my men.
You can punish our bodies, Mr. Cladwell, but you can never punish our spirit. Punish our bodies? I never agreed to any punishment of my body.
Oh, punishment is all you'll ever know.
Bobby, from you to our race, you Mr. Strong. No matter what we do, you will never relax. Just come to follow me. I will be never cease. I will execute a revolution, Mr. Strong. Bobby, please, go to
Looks like we're in a real bad spot, doesn't it? I suppose we should leave.
Oh, Bobby, they'll never let you leave now.
Not without you, they won't. Which is why you're coming with us.
But how can I come with you and not fight against my father unless... Oh, dear God! Bobby, no!
From every Well, we've got your daughter, and we're not letting her go.
Boss, what do we do? Seize them.
No!
Don't let them get away.
Help me! Save her!
Now run, everybody! Run for your lives!
Well, that's it for Act 1. As you can see, the rebel poor are making their getaway with Hope as their hostage. The rest of us have been thrown into confusion because we're all moving so damn slowly. So we don't get to catch them. Not yet. Enjoy intermission, and see you shortly.
Chop the nuts, pound the dough, bake it up nice and slow. Then you got a Toledo surprise. Now sell it. Hit the peach, peel the skin, mush it up, throw it in. That's a tasty Toledo surprise. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. It's a snap. Try it, folks. Whip your whites, split your yolks. Then you got a Splendido Toledo surprise.
You boys are naturals. Keep it up. A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mr. Bouncing? Oh, what's going on here?
Kitty, I'm developing a new act.
Toledo surprise.
You're putting gangsters in the show and you won't put me in it? They're not even in the union!
Shh, you got it all wrong. The new act, it's for you, Kitty. And these boys are your backup dancers.
Backup dancers? Holy cats! What? That hot Toledo does to my libido. Good? Yes, indeed. Oh, sugary yum yum. Surprise! Squeeze the cream, grease the pan, lick the spoon, flip the plan. Makes you bust your tuxedo. Toledo surprise!
Aldolfo, he make announcement. Wedding is off.
What? For the love of God, why? Aldolfo has made love to the bride.
Oh.
That is not the bride, you idiot. That is the chaperone. What?
The wedding is on! The wedding is off!
What?
Robert kissed a French girl. Her name is Mimi. She's very beautiful.
I couldn't help it, Janet. She was just like you, only French.
Sweet mother of pearl!
Underling!
Yes, madam.
What is all this commotion about?
The wedding, madam.
Wedding? Oh, I love weddings.
I'm afraid it's been called off.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes. What a tragedy. What a wonderful, wonderful tragedy. Clear the floor, boys. I'll show you how it's done. First you beat it up, then you sweet it up. When you heat it up, if it tries to rise, don't let it. Toledo surprise.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Surprise?
Wait until it's ready.
Now it's looking ready.
Surprise!
You got it!
Makes me twitch, makes me shake. This dessert takes the cake. Hits me like a torpedo.
Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise!
Toledo surprise!
Jason Kravitz, Garth Kravitz in the original cast of The Drowsy Chaperone with Toledo Surprise. Before that, it was the original Broadway cast of Urinetown with Act 1 Finale. And finally, before that, it was the original cast of Bullets Over Broadway with Runnin' Wild. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. And so, look, Bullets Over Broadway, I did something I don't ever do because it wasn't original music, so I don't usually play it. But I loved it so much when I saw it. I really liked that show. It really made me angry that they didn't just take the time and get somebody like, I don't know, I mean, there's so many great composers right now who could have done great original music for that. That was A. Harrington Gibbs, Joe Gray, and Leo Wood. And those songs were all from like the early 20s, it was the early 1900s. Crazy. And Bandstand, again, I don't understand. I didn't see it. I saw the movie. It's not the movie, the stage production on film. And I don't understand why they close. I don't understand. Listen to it. First of all, there has never been a greater name than Donnie Nowitzki, okay? It's just great. It just works in songs so beautifully. But look, I know the cast recording isn't everything because you have to see how it is on the stage, and the score, the script is usually the problem in these things. But you were talking about a show that brought you back to a time and you were talking about things that are relevant in today, like post-traumatic stress for soldiers, how they fit in after coming back from war, mixed into this sort of epic musical. I just don't understand. I don't understand why people like what they like. I don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong. That's possible, but I doubt it. And when it comes to this, I doubt it. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that Bandstand isn't better than some of the musicals running on Broadway today. You just can't. And then, of course, Urinetown. I love it's just so wonderful. It's so wonderfully chaotic, right? It's just beautifully chaotic in its simplicity. And I know none of those things make sense together, but just listen to it again. It's so perfect that way. And I just love when she's like, you can torture our bodies. And people are like, wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? It's great. And I know The Drowsy Chaperone isn't technically the Act 1 finale. I get it. Take a deep breath, okay, everybody? Technically, the Act 1 finale is a 42-second song where they are in like this sort of suspended whatever. That's the Act 1 finale in my head. Okay? And I'll make exceptions. To me, it doesn't always have to be boom, curtain. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay? That song is wonderful. And if you've never seen The Drowsy Chaperone, think about this, folks. The Drowsy Chaperone lost to Jersey Boys, okay? And I'm not saying Jersey Boys isn't a good musical, but it's not an original musical. They didn't write original music, all right? Lisa Lambert and Greg Morrison wrote original music and lyrics in the early 2000s for a musical that takes place in like the 20s. And it is gloriously brilliant. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But now we move on. Because if I don't, I'll just go forever. To the final segment of tonight's show. We have the original cast of Ragtime. Yes, that's right. The Aarons and Flaherty Ragtime vehicle with Till We Reach That Day on the musical show on Spreaker.com.
look what they left of her, left of her, left of my girl.
She was nothing to them. She was a woman, nothing and no one to them. So they beat her and beat her and beat her and
There was blood on the ground. She was only a tale. It will happen again. It will happen again and again.
Why does nobody care? There is blood in the air.
we have voices and souls.
What is wrong with this country?
She was somebody's child. There are Negroes out there. There are people out there. Give the people the day of peace. The day of pride. The day of justice. We have been denied. Let the new day dawn. We'll never get to heaven till we reach that
Like this brief day, my light is nearly gone. But through the night, my children, you will go on. You will know heartache, prayers that don't work, and times of bitter circumstances. But I still believe in second chances. Children of Eden, where have we left you? Born to uncertainty, destined for pain. Sins of your parents haunt you and test you. This your inheritance, fire and rain. Children of Eden, try not to blame us. We were just human to err prone. Children of Eden, will you reclaim us? You and your children to come someday to Once our eyes are open, must they hide?
You're listening to The Musical Show.
It's the only kind of music that the Huns and the honeys love to sing.
That's our Hitler. No way.
Only on Spreaker.com.
By royal edict, warrant of arrest, the gypsy known as Esmeralda, being under suspicion of sorcery, witchcraft, and the arts of hell. Anyone found harboring or helping her will be charged as well. Hunt down the gypsy Esmeralda. Don't let her flee and vanish in the night. These are the flames of Esmeralda. While she is free, your torches must burn bright. Hunt down the gypsy Esmeralda. Don't let her flee and vanish in the night. These are the flames of Esmeralda. While she is free, our torches will burn bright. Have no fear, my boy. We will find her and capture her. The wicked shall not go unpunished. The heart of the wicked is of little worth. The wicked shall not go unpunished.
All through the city at more fevered pitch than the bells of Notre Dame.
2 gold pieces for the one who leads us to Esmeralda.
Frollo's been sought Esmeralda, the witch with the might of Notre Dame.
4 gold pieces for the one who leads us to Esmeralda.
Till at last they were told of a brothel
where they sometimes did gypsies from harm.
But the madam that whore denied it and swore by the saints.
The saints of Notre Dame.
We're looking for La Esmeralda.
Never heard of her.
If you want your house to remain standing, give us the gypsy girl.
I know nothing of gypsy girls.
Very well. We'll set fire to it. Burn it. Did you hear me, Captain?
And he held the torch that crackled like the gypsy's voice.
Are you disobeying a direct order?
And he knew this was the moment he must make a choice.
I knew it. She's bewitched you too. You'd throw away a promising career. Captain! Carry out the order!
God help the outcasts, or nobody will.
Coward! Traitor! Gypsy's pawn, you're in need of your patrol.
Consider it my highest honor.
Kyrie eleison, God have mercy on your soul. Arrest Captain Phoebus!
No!
You see, there she is! Good people of Paris, I've heard the calling of the Lord. The time has come to take our city back. We'll save our Paris, expunge this heathen gypsy horde. Before we're overrun, we must attack.
Hunt down the gypsy and the soldier. Don't let them flee and vanish in the night. We'll find the gypsy and the soldier. While they are free, our torches will burn bright.
Fire, fire, smoke and flame. Esmeralda, where are you? In this dark I call your name. Is that all that I can do?
What have I done for Esmeralda? Why did I hear her words inside my head? And still I think of Esmeralda with my career and body left for dead.
Out there, somewhere she is
Somewhere she is lost.
Where is the girl called Esmeralda? The flames grow tall and sharp as fleur-de-lis. All Paris burns for Esmeralda.
And still it all comes down to her and me.
The devil dwells in Esmeralda.
Attention. Balance.
Harmony.
As we pass through arrangements of shadows towards the verticals of
May the flecks of light and dark and parasols bum 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 bum
That was the original Broadway cast of Sunday in the Park with George with Sunday. Before that, it was the 2016 studio cast of The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Esmeralda. And finally, before that, it was Stephanie Mills and the original cast of Children of Eden with Children of Eden. You're listening to the musical show on Spreaker.com. And, look, you can have the argument. You can on who the best is. You can have that argument all the time. I love having that argument because it makes me laugh that people try and have it. But there's probably nobody better ever than Stephen Sondheim. I mean, if you think about it, he did Company, Follies, and then there was oh my God, I'm totally blanking on the one. Oh God. Anyway, and then you had Sweeney Todd, and then you had Sunday in the Park with George, and then you had Into the Woods, and then you had Assassins. I mean, is there a better run ever than that? It's unbelievably spectacular. And the end of that is just, just... It's so simple. he took a painting and made it like the most beautiful thing in the world. The lyrics of that are on an ordinary Sunday, but it sounds like you're being serenaded by heaven. And folks, I'm sorry, again, we can have the argument because I love having arguments, but Hunchback of Notre Dame is Alan Menken's opus. It's his best score ever. And I know what I'm saying. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. I know the level that puts it at. But listen to that. When you have the two guys going, oh, Esmeralda, and then everything going around it, and all of a sudden it just comes to this climax, and then he just does this at the end again, like he did at the end of the opening number. He just throws this just to make it even better. At the end, he just goes. Because once wasn't enough, he needed to destroy your face twice. And Children of Eden is such a nice, just sort of simple, glorious way to end the first act. I love this part. Just the seamlessly beautiful transition into the chorus. I mean, like, again, it doesn't have to be so difficult that nobody can play it, although that's fun. It can be simple and spectacular. That is Act 1 Finales. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. We did a little Sunday. We did Children of Eden, Mad Show, Heathers, Funny Girl, Baby 9, all sorts of different ones. You can listen to past episodes of the musical show on Spreaker, on iHeartRadio, on iTunes, on TuneIn. You can follow me on Instagram at The Musical Show 365, on the Twitter at The Mad Show 365. We'll be back in 2 weeks, everybody. 2 weeks, that is. You've been listening to The Musical Show only on Spreaker.com. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye.